Every time I come here, I feel something. A sensation that can't be captured in a single word or even a phrase. It's not easily explained, it's only experienced. It's the feelings our founders envisioned. A quiet reverence, a sense of belonging, a connection to something special. I often think of these men, what they built here and the values they instilled. Their legacy lives not just in the course, but in many of the traditions we carry forward. And I think of the legends who have been here. Not just golfers, but presidents and entertainment icons, drawn here by the same spirit we still feel today. And I think of the legend who helped shape our identity. His mark is more than design, it's our soul. Arnold Palmer's spirit still lingers here. In the hills, the greens, the quiet moments between shots. There's a serenity here, a beauty that never needs to raise its voice, a timelessness that asks only to be felt. It's something you carry with you. It's a feeling that never fades.
I grew up in Pittsburgh, and kind of the ultimate dream when you got into the business community is to rise to the level of being asked to join Laurel Valley.
The story of Laurel Valley Golf Club actually started in the city of Pittsburgh. With the four founding members, George Love, Ben Fairless, George Wyckoff, and Freddie Gwinner.
At that time, Pittsburgh was a major industrial headquarters for many, many companies: U.S. Steel, Mellon Bank, Gulf Oil, Westinghouse, National Steel, Rockwell. I mean, these were all big names. The two leading people pushing this effort were a fellow named George Love, who had been the chairman at both Chrysler and Consolidated Coal, and Ben Fairless, who was the CEO of U.S. Steel. And they were very fortunate that the Mellon family contributed land here. It's a beautiful valley between two mountain ranges. They decided to just get their friends and have a nice little intimate club where they could play golf and have a drink or two afterwards and enjoy each other's company.
Their philosophy was to create a club similar to Augusta National in the South, an idyllic kind of golf course where they could bring their clients and customers and entertain.
The founders had a singular vision: to create a true championship test of golf. They turned to esteemed architect Dick Wilson, who upon walking the property offered words that would echo through the club's history. This is the most natural, beautiful site I have ever seen for a golf course.
The piece of property itself, let's face it, I mean, in between the beautiful Chestnut Ridge and the Laurel Ridge, basically Dick Wilson, all he had to do was put the holes in. I mean, it kind of was already here for him.
The championship course demanded more than fine design. It needed a figurehead, a name that would draw the eyes of the golf world. And so the founders looked beyond the mountain to Latrobe, Pennsylvania, where a young champion had just captured the 1958 Masters. His name, Arnold Palmer. Accomplishment aside, and there were plenty, there was no more transformative figure in sports at this time than Arnold Palmer. A blue-collar son of a greenkeeper with homemade swing and a chiseled physique. He captivated audiences at the advent of the television age. As journalist Bob Drum wrote, Arnold looked like he just came straight from the steel mill, and now the masses had someone to root for. Why would the founders consider anyone but him to be their head professional?
They kindly asked Mr. Palmer if he would want to be the head professional in Laurel Valley. Arnold told me the story right here on this fairway. He says, you know, Chris, Mr. Love came to me and asked me to be part of the team here at Laurel Valley and be the head professional, and I was certainly flattered and honored that they would consider me. However, I just won the Masters, and I was trying this PGA Tour thing, and you know, I kindly refused, but told Mr. Love that I'd certainly be involved in any other capacity available, then decided that he would represent Laurel Valley as the traveling professional.
With the pieces all in place, opening day at Laurel Valley arrived on October 1st, 1959, with Arnold staging an exhibition for around the 60 people in attendance, followed by the first foursome in Laurel Valley history. Another golden moment came in the fall of 1960. As the club closed its first full season, Palmer returned carrying with him a gleaming prize, the U.S. Open trophy he had claimed only months before. By then, he was becoming more than a golfer. He was becoming a giant in the world of sports, and his growing stature would forever lift Laurel Valley into the spotlight.
The richest professional golfers association tourney of all time sees Gary Player tee off, first of the big three, seeking $25,000 first money. He's followed by Arnold Palmer, who has never won the PGA.
It was Palmer's influence that brought the 1965 PGA Championship to the Laurel Highlands, a rare honor for a course so new. At the time, club president George Love would note, "If we didn't have Arnold Palmer, I don't think we would get such a tournament." In addition to Arnold, Jack Nicklaus entered that week as the favorite, but it was Dave Marr who hoisted the Wanamaker Trophy. For Palmer, the week was both exhausting and exhilarating, having to compete in the event while playing host to friends and even former heads of state. Among the enduring images, Arnold presenting his friend, former President Dwight D. Eisenhower, with a pink jacket, and later receiving one himself, along with the title of lifetime member. In the early 70s, Arnie and Jack teamed up to win the National Team Championship held here, setting the stage for the premier team event in golf, the Ryder Cup in 1975. Arnold was the U.S. captain, which he called symbolic and sentimental. The PGA of America looked to capitalize on Palmer's popularity to help save the Ryder Cup, which at that time was a dying event. The American roster was loaded, with the likes of Nicklaus, Billy Casper, Lee Trevino, Tom Weiskopf, and Ryder Cup rookies Johnny Miller and Hale Irwin. The U.S. dominated the Great Britain and Ireland team 21-11, but it came with a surprise as Nicklaus was beaten twice in the same day in singles matches by little-known Brian Barnes.
Two victories in one day over Jack Nicklaus.
To the American team, who did a very outstanding job, even if Jack did lose 2 matches today to Brian Barnes. He doesn't mind, really.
Yes, I do.
He said yes, he does.
It would be 14 years before Laurel Valley played host to another big-time event. In 1989, the U.S. Senior Open came to our property.
This is an opportunity for, I think, Laurel Valley to show off at its very best. The Seniors is one of the great tournaments of the tour. It is the tournament for the Senior Tour, and having it here at Laurel Valley after the work that Arnold Palmer has done on our course to bring it up to date and make some important changes that were mandated after Dick Wilson originally designed it, I think it's a great time for it.
Laurel Valley's ready for it. We haven't had a tournament for some time. The golf course has been just about totally redone now, and it's ready for it. I just think that it's going to be a good tournament and second to none.
Arnold Palmer, Ligonier, Pennsylvania.
Mr. Palmer, of course, was the big draw. And there to watch the action was one of the biggest stars of the 20th century, the great Bob Hope, sitting with longtime friend, one of our founders, George Love.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. The weather and the course and the people turned out as many as they have.
Throughout the years, there were a number of other events that we were so proud to host. They were all part of our rich history.
For years, Arnold would do an event for Latrobe Area Hospital, and he would alternate between Latrobe Country Club and Laurel Valley. That year we had Davis Love, Tom Lehman, Mr. Palmer, and the young fellow by the name of Tiger Woods. Won his first Masters that April. That's the last time in 1997 that Tiger Woods ever set foot on property. It was, you could tell, you know when you know. And he was bigger than life back then.
Great shot, great shot.
Represented Laurel well, and obviously Mr. Palmer was very proud of that event. I think we all remember September 11th, 2001, what meant to this country and still to this day. We were selected to host a PGA Tour event in September of 2001. We were the first tournament back after 9/11 here at Laurel Valley. And a very, very surreal time thinking about watching Flight 93 fly over Laurel Valley and unfortunately crashing in Shanksville, PA. As the crow flies, probably less than 15 miles. That tournament was very, very surreal, but the overwhelming feeling of country, the first tournament where they used the American flags as flag sticks, an incredible, incredible time. We were fortunate enough again with Mr. Palmer's influence to host the 2005 Senior PGA Championship.
It's great to have these guys come in, and the chatter about Laurel and the club here is starting to really get big time on the tour.
Everybody wanted to see Arnold play, so he did.
I felt like I had to at least show up to keep from not showing them the respect that they deserve for the support that they've given me all my life.
It was like Elvis, right? I mean, could have been the last time they would see Arnold play Laurel Valley or in the Pittsburgh area ever again. I think people realize what he meant to the game. He received an applause that was fitting his stature.
It was quite emotional, and I felt it, certainly, when we talk about the area and my living here, and I've lived here all my life.
Arnie died in 2016, but his influence is felt here every day at Laurel Valley in so many ways. A memorable tribute to him was hosting the event that bears his name, the Palmer Cup in 2023. When you think of Laurel Valley, don't just remember the golf course and the championships. Some of our features are really special, too.
Coming up with the logo, a place called Laurel Valley, the founders decided to take this plant on as their logo.
It's a mountain laurel, and of course it's picked up the pink, but the green from the mountain laurel, and it's a flowering plant. It's in the rhododendron family, but it's all over the hills here, and you see it up here.
And it's amazing how many places you see the logo. If you go to the Masters, you see the logo. If you are walking through the LA airport, you see the logo. And when you are wearing the logo, people stop you and say, "Hey, Laurel Valley, I love that place."
I've been in Europe, I've been in Asia, and I've had a golf shirt on, and people, "Oh, Laurel Valley, Laurel Valley." They know Laurel Valley, and it's probably one of the more distinguishable logos that certainly that I'm aware of.
We have a certain logo that is only sold to and worn by members. And we had no idea how it was going to be received, but I'll tell you, you talk to Chris McKnight and the pro shop sales have gone through the roof. Our members are proud of Laurel Valley.
The actual origin and who the father of the pink jacket is, it's hard to pin down. I think there was one rumor that they thought they didn't want people taking their jackets off property, and they figured with a pink jacket, no one ever would.
To come up with something fitting the club and to be unique, and the fact that the Mountain Laurel bloomed pink, they took a chance.
Probably there was some alcohol involved in the decision-making of the pink jacket. But I think even if I knew the secret, I probably wouldn't share it because I'd want to take that to my grave. But every member today does wear a pink jacket. They leave them here at the club.
When you get it, you almost get emotional. It's something we're all proud of. We love it. We love the color. When you come on campus at night and you walk through through the dining rooms, you walk through the grill room, you know who's a Laurel Valley member, and they're wearing it with pride. My favorite hole in the world is number 12. Sit on that tee box and you look and see that barn, and beauty of it can be seen from many, many different vistas on the course. And it kind of is a huge part of Laurel Valley story is walking by that place and looking up and thinking of the history when you read the names.
It's referred to as the winter spinner. And from what I understand, the signs that are on there represent the hex signs from the Pennsylvania Dutch and the Amish to create good luck for their growing their crops. And somehow that feeling got put on to the founding members. So they created some hex signs and put the founding members' names on there and put them on the barn. And now since then, I've put some of the more recent influential members here at the club on there.
The barn was here when the property was here. There was discussion should we get rid of that barn? And one time I had a customer up here and he says, "This is a great hole, but what do you got that damn barn out there for?" And he never came back, by the way.
Obviously, with a person like Arnold Palmer and the fact that you want to honor him in a way that will always be here and always be present.
Oh boy. You sit on the first tee and you look back, Mr. Palmer's staring at you right as you're putting the peg in the ground and you're about to take your first swing. And at least in my mind, I hear him saying, hit it well, but play fast.
There was a similar one at the Latrobe Airport. Arnold always liked that statue. So we, behind his back, went ahead and got the sculptor who had done it, and he still had the mold from the previous one, and we had him make this one, and we had a nice little ceremony up here with him and unveiled it.
I look at him every day, and hopefully he thinks we're doing okay.
We miss Arnold greatly. His spirit still is here. It sounds kind of hokey sometimes, people say his spirit's here, but there's not many clubs where somebody's been gone as long as he has. One of the first things they talk about is Arnold Palmer. When you say Laurel Valley, you're almost saying Arnold Palmer.
Probably one of the most interesting facts that we have at Laurel Valley, and the reason why I consider us being very successful, so we've only had 4 presidents here. You think back, our founding father, George Love, was the first president, and his son took over in the early 90s, Pete Love. And then from there, Mr. Love handed it off to Mr. Usher. And then until recently, Mr. Usher handed it off to Lou Cestello.
To be asked to help lead the club is, one of the great honors of my life.
And the longer I was in the job, the more special it became. I was more than honored. It was one of the great thrills of my life, and I've enjoyed it very much.
You think about, George Love, who was the first president of the club, was the CEO of Chrysler and Consolidated Coal at the same time, kind of like the Elon Musk of the 50s. Then his son Pete, who ran National Steel, and Mr. Usher that ran U.S. Steel, at the time the largest company in the world. Great people who had full-time jobs with an incredible amount of responsibility, but then to carve out the time because of the passion they have for what this means to the members, what it means to the community, and what it means to the world of golf, with Mr. Palmer's legacy especially attached to it, is something to truly admire and be part of.
It's still a place that I would say reeks of a golf culture. And you might say, what is a golf culture? And I would say, if you're into golf, no explanation is necessary. If you're not, no explanation is possible. It's a place where guys can get together, enjoy each other's company, leave their egos at the door, good-natured kidding and having fun, coming up and having a drink and lying about your round to the people that really care. That's sort of the golf culture. And it's still, I mean, it's one of the things that I think, if you ask me what I'm most proud of here, is that we've been able to maintain that through this whole period of time. And when you go into the locker room here, you go into the dining room there, I mean, people know each other. It's a family.
People just have fun here. It's a place that brings your blood pressure down, makes you smile, and makes you want to come back as soon as you pull back out of the gate.
Bringing people here to have a good time and to make them feel at ease. You come to the Laurel Mountains and we're hopeful the people come here, they relax, they have a great time.
You hear many members say, if I had one round left. You hear many people in the region say, if I had one round left, I'd want it to be Laurel Valley because my blood pressure goes down, it makes me smile. It's a challenging yet fair course, but just the beauty is something to behold.
As the years pass here at Laurel Valley, I'm reminded of something George Love once said.
Any bunch of old guys can start something, but it takes the next generation to really make something out of it.
I'd like to think that we've done our part in following George's direction. The heart of the place, the soul of the place is still here. And that's what's important. And 20 years from now, it'll be different than it is today. And my hope is that the heart and the soul of it will still be the same.